Good morning, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, and welcome to this week's Weekly Energy Boost. My name is Elisheva, and I am here this lovely Monday morning with a special guest that we've had the privilege of having on Weekly Energy Boost a few times over the years. Today, we're going to be talking with Eitan Yardeni, who is live with us from New York, about chasing greatness, the Kabbalistic guide for achieving your dreams. And this week is very powerful, very potent, according to the Kabbalistic calendar. We also have different influences that are supporting us to take a leap in our growth and in our process. So we want to focus on some of the wisdom and the tools, as we do every week, the Weekly Energy Boost, but this week to really focus in on how to, what are those practices and what is the mindset that can help us shift from the logical, normal progress of life into one that's magical and miraculous and that our dreams are made of. The Weekly Energy Boost is a 7-day spiritual weather forecast where we provide our listeners with the most powerful and practical tools to navigate the coming 7 days. We do that by gleaning through the wisdom of Kabbalah. And in providing that GPS, that roadmap for the coming week, we provide our listeners with invaluable life lessons and reminders on how to really fulfill what we're here to fulfill as individuals and as a collective force. So it's not a coincidence that we have Eitan on the podcast this week, as we are about to launch a new course that's starting in a couple weeks, and we wanted to give everybody the opportunity to also hear about that as well. It really ties in well to this week's energy. And just before we went live, we were discussing that idea that there is a certain recipe or a certain formula that we can tap into. In a way, we all know it intuitively, but we don't. It's sometimes most of the time, it's the more difficult or the more challenging route, or it appears that way. And we want to break it down for everyone today. And let's get started. First of all, Eitan, thank you so much for being with me this morning. Don't take it for granted at all. It's great to have you.
Thank you, Elisheva. I feel blessed and honored to be with you and with everyone here today in this special day. Very special, actually unique. It's known to be today the ultimate day that we can all have the strength to go against our logical mind, against what we typically gravitate towards. And we'll talk a little bit about what's that cosmic opening, but I'm happy to be here in this special day. So can I just, a thought comes to me regarding, very often when we're speaking about achieving greatness, very often a word could change our perspective. Anytime you say the word, I want to achieve, trust me, subconsciously, it's heavy. Because there's something about it that it's not resonating with the truth of our soul. Achieving greatness, I'll achieve, I'll overcome, I'll do, I'll push, I'll manifest. The truth is, when we're talking about connecting to greatness, is the creator reality, the unlimited force of the universe reality. It's unlimited. And the only reason I'm connected to a limited reality and not to the unlimited reality, because I see life through limited perspective. That's it. So actually achieving greatness is not really true. The greatness is already here. We're here really to shift the perspective in order to connect to greatness that is already here. And I'm thinking about it, what makes our perspective limited? we see life through lenses of fears, through lenses of worries, through lenses of judgment, through lenses of ego, through lenses of what belief system, and that becomes our perspective. So I just had that thought I wanted to share. So it's not really achieving greatness, it's connecting to greatness that is already here. We're here. In my soul, in my true being, in my true essence. So
why is it so hard for us to be in touch with that? If it's already there, maybe society makes it seem like it's something we have to chase or run after. The Kabbalists teach that it's something that's within, under layers, but why is it so difficult for us to, maybe we know it intellectually, but to really feel it and operate from that place consistently?
Listen, I think that's a struggle for all of us, because perspective / perception becomes reality. And I think what causes to have certain perspective or certain perception, the Kabbalists speak about three things: the way I see things, the way I believe about things / thinking about things, and the way I feel about things. So our mind is so attached to our own logic that it's a result of experiences, it's a result of rejection, it's a result of past education, past people that surrounded, some things that I went through. So that becomes such a strong, powerful logic, and becomes box that I believe in. And then feelings, it's a powerful reality. For a while, you used to feel safe only when people agree with you. You used to feel safe when things making sense. And whenever you don't feel safe about certain new venture or new potentials or courageous behavior, it feels, I don't want to go there. It's unsafe territory. So really, first we need to acknowledge and to realize that the power of old perception as far as the mind and the logic, what I believe about things, and constant stories we have about in our mind, what I cannot do, what I can do, what's possible, what's not, what makes sense, the fear that attached to it. Let's not just discard it just like that. It's a powerful reality, and then there is the feelings. So the Zohar tells us we came to this world, the ancient Kabbalists, it's not just, okay, I'm changing my perception, everything is amazing. To truly cleanse the eyes, cleanse the mind, and cleanse the heart. The eyes is the instant perception of reality that I have. The mind is the way I think about life. And the heart is the way I feel about myself and others. Which we need tools. We need tools. But the fact that we talk about it, we say, wow, I have within me pure heart, pure mind, pure sight that align to the perception of my soul, which is unlimited. And in that perception, greatness available now. And now I see life through curtains. And the fact that we start with that awareness, that these two realities existing, and what's left is purifying the limited perception, that's a good beginning. We'll speak maybe about tools soon, but that's a good beginning. But you ask Elishiva, why is it so hard? Because that's what life is about. Part what life is about is actually overcoming the norm. Overcoming, we're all addicted. Addiction doesn't have to be to drugs, to alcohol. We're addicted to thinking certain way, to feeling certain way, to seeing situations certain way. And when we just let it be this way, the Rav Berg used to say, you You might have so many different scenarios and you live 70 years and everything seems to be different and different scenarios and different people, but it's a repetitive day. Same thing again and again because there's no real shift. And that's sad. That's not accessing our potential.
You know, as I'm listening to you, I'm thinking about, I had a meeting with somebody this morning, perfect example of somebody who's embracing the spiritual path, a spiritual life, working to elevate her consciousness, surround herself with spiritual and supportive people. And recently her relationship became very challenging. And we had a meeting a few weeks ago, we met again today. And she was saying, you know, I know you always tell me that my purpose is my own growth and my own transformation, but the world out there really needs to change. And she happens to be involved in changing laws and really making a difference on a larger scale of people's lives in her everyday work. So she said, well, what's so interesting is in these last few weeks, as we've been in touch and I'm focusing on my relationship and the growth that I need to do, not because of the relationship, but what the relationship is showing me about me, suddenly all these things are moving forward in work, things that were stuck for months. And I can't help but think, obviously it's not a coincidence. And as you were talking, I was thinking about how so many people, ourselves included, from time to time, we feel like we're stuck in a loop, like we're pushing something and it's not happening. Or sometimes there's so much that needs to be done, it becomes overwhelming and we can shut down and want to run away even from the responsibility or the burden. And I see you don't have to affect thousands of people in order to feel that responsibility or that sense of burden. It can be your family, it can be your building, your community, your neighborhood. It doesn't matter how big the circle is. How can we be more, I don't know, I guess for me, even personally, I would love to know how to be better about not falling to that overwhelm and falling to that, it's got to happen, or I've got to make it this way, or there's a deadline, or people are counting on me, that there is this, under the banner of greatness, there is an urgency that sometimes actually prevents us from manifesting or quote unquote achieving or reaching those goals. What can we do to, I don't know that it's possible to eliminate it, but at least to recognize it and diminish it when we come up against that?
It's a great question. I think all of us here, myself, that's what I'm doing for more than 30 years in the Kabbalah Centre, and while I'm working on myself, trying to achieve goals, reaching millions of people. And sometimes we do feel stuck. And I recognize in my life, because of what I got from my teachers and what I see students, we need to accept one thing. In a practical life, work, family, we're always gonna go through two types of periods. Periods of flow, when things seem to flow and things are moving and wow, it's so amazing, and the energy comes and creativity comes and people are listening and I see changes and the miracles come. And then periods of stuck. Periods of I'm trying to change but I don't see major changes. Am I really making a difference? I feel a little bit stagnant inside, the same issues, the same pattern. I see the outside is stuck and whatever I'm trying to do is not really changing, family level, business level. Think about in your life, in my life, in people that you're touching and meeting, each one of us, relative to our own life, because we're the only one that actually witnessing our own life. We have flow period, stuck period. And when you accept it without judgment, that's a good beginning. That's number one, a good beginning. And each one of these periods has a purpose. When you go into a flow period, in both cases, it's a test for our spirituality. When you go through a flow period, this is the time to be humble and to know that actually the fact that things are flowing and I'm creative and things are moving in the right direction, it's a gift from the Creator. And I have to spend extra time to appreciate it. Because that flow will end soon. Which is okay, it doesn't mean bad things gonna happen, but that natural flow will end soon as part of the test of life. So the ability to inhale more proactively, inhale means appreciate that gift of flow. And actually learning new lessons about yourself while you're flowing, because human nature is, when I'm stuck, to question why do I need to change, go to a spiritual coach, to go to Kabbalah. Actually be proactive, appreciate and learn new lessons. That's number one. When I'm stuck, I can tell you for myself, a couple of days ago, I felt stuck. And as part of this feeling of stuck, I felt that, wow, I can do so much more for certain people in my life. I can care so much more. And my natural tendency when I stuck and I feel this way, at least it's for me, is to right away fix it. Right away, when I realize something, right away make it better. Right away make the other person feel good. Right away trying to overcome. And actually, and I've learned for myself, is to stay there a little bit when you feel this feeling, because there's a window of opportunity to learn lesson in a deep level. If you actually try to get rid of that stuck feeling instantly, by fixing or by doing better, you're not gonna learn the lesson. So in both cases, in times of flows and in time of stuck, there's a cosmic opening to change. The test when there's a flow is to pause and appreciate, don't take it for granted and think it will be there forever. And learn lessons about yourself while you're happy and excited and inspired in the flow, and have humility. When you feel stuck, don't judge the situation, judge yourself, try to get a quick fix for these bad feelings. It's part of your process, these deep lessons to learn there. And we said before, we came to this world to cleanse the lenses we see life through, the eyes, the mind, the heart. And during this time, there's cleansing opportunity. Don't rush to get out of this time. And the fact that we become the observer, I'm in the flow, wow, thank you. I'm stuck, wow. So now, the fact that you become the observer, it means you are in touch and you're stepping into your soul. Because who is the observer? The one who's stuck? The fact that I'm looking at myself, that I'm stuck, it means I'm stepping outside of my ego and I'm connecting to my soul.
And while you were talking, I was thinking about the different people I've worked with over the years who have said, you know, in their lives, it's either been feast or famine, right? They went through a great period, very successful, like you said, being in the flow, income, things going their way, moving, periods of time where they look back and they say, those were the great days, those were the good days. And since whatever date, they've been stuck. What there's a particular person I'm thinking of that I wish I could help push out of that stuck period herself. But in those, when I think about this whole idea of chasing the light or greatness, you know, finding that spotlight to stand in, that we feel we're really expressing our mission and the purpose for which we were here, it's very easy. I can look back even on my own life and say, that was a great period. What can I do to get back to that? And I use the word back on purpose, obviously. I'm trying to get to a certain point. But the idea that so many people out there feel their greatest days have passed them. The peak of their relationship has passed them. The peak of their career has passed them. Their youth, whatever it is that they wish they could go back to. How do we keep ourselves from falling into the trap of the good old days or that nostalgia when really the best days, at least Kabbalistically speaking, are always ahead of us?
Ahead of us and starting in the present. Absolutely. I think when we're talking about cleansing perspective, one of the biggest trap of the ego perspective, good time and bad time. I have good time now, I'm excited. I have bad time when it will be over. So imagine we're shifting the perspective. We spoke about flow and stuck. Even when I'm stuck, the fact that I'm actually saying, what a great opportunity. The fact I'm becoming the observer, the fact I'm willing to feel the feelings and actually inject while I'm feeling the limited feelings and the hard feeling and the lack of flow feeling, I'm the observer and I'm telling myself, what a cleansing period, an opportunity. The fact that I'm calling certain period good and certain period bad, that's by itself a reason why I'll always will be chasing the good. This type of perspective will cause me, while I'm experiencing flow, not to appreciate enough, and while I experience the opposite, I will cry, I wish I will go back to what I had. So even that judgment, good times versus bad time, instead of the ability to observe and to feel and to appreciate both periods. In my experience, let's speak about feelings for a second. We all like good feelings and we can't stand bad feelings. That's human nature. We love pain, we hate, we love pleasure, we hate pain. Okay? That's human nature. Human nature. But imagine you in the pursuit of cleansing the perspective and shifting, whenever you have bad feeling, it can be sadness, it can be the beginning of resentment, it can be the hurt, it can be a little sadness, it can be a little low energy, it can be feeling of not enough. As it comes, which is important to sense and to be aware of what's happening now for me, because it's part of what the universe presents to me, what I'm going through now. And before, and to catch myself right after the feeling is there, and to catch how my mind started to create movies in judgment, because there's the reality of the feeling, and then the mind starts to judge it, to judge me, to judge life, to worry, to create movies about it's going to be this, it's going to be that, this person, this. So to bring back myself into the feelings, to observe it, and to give it different interpretation. Actually, I'm going through some cleansing. That feeling allows me to get deeper, to feel deeper the light force that is endless. That's what really it is. Actually, the ability to feel and shift your mind about the feelings from reacting to it, judging it, worry about life, about situation, about yourself, about the other person, to say, wow, I have a chance to get deeper. How do I get deeper? I just feel bad feelings. I need an exit. That's the reactive mind. If the big premises of Kabbalah, that the light is available every moment, it means the light, the force of all good, the force of all greatness, exists within the feeling itself right now, this second, in the present moment. And that's training, and as a result, that feeling will be shortened from hours or days to few hours, to 1 hour, to half an hour, to 5 minutes. And actually imagine you started to get excited about when different feelings are, you're looking forward, because you know that's part of the game of life. There's time of lows, you need to appreciate and continue, and then there's time of stuck, when you have opportunity to get deeper and to have deeper experiences of the light and the greatness within you. So it's shifting the mindset of good times and bad times. It's good and good.
Well, we're before we get to the end, I want to make sure that we have time to share with our listeners at least one tool that they can use this week, and of course, anytime, to bring them as a reminder, to bring us back to the reality that the greatness is within, or whatever it is that we're trying to chase or achieve or manifest outside of ourselves, the key is really within.
Yes, so it's connecting us, we're now Monday, it's the full, last night and through today, it's the full moon of the month of Aquarius, which known to be the holidays of the tree. And what's, beside the fact that we know our planet needs the physical energy of the tree, chlorophyll, the cleaning of our planet, the purity of our planet depends so much on vegetation, but spiritually the Kabbalah is saying that the trees, the vegetation kingdom, is the power, like trees, gradually grows against nature, against gravity. What does it mean for us? We live in the physical world. There's a force of gravity. Gravity can manifest itself as aging. Gravity can manifest itself as selfishness. Gravity can manifest itself, I'm going down. Gravity can manifest itself, that mindset of fear. What's going to be? What's going to be? I'm gravitating towards going down. Any challenge that I'm going to. So what is that day is about, and for the week, something to think? That mindset, this moment is opportunity to grow. My true essence always wants to grow, and I need to allow it to grow. Regardless what my mind tells me, regardless what my fear tells me, regardless what my challenge tells me. Actually, think about it. When you go into certain challenge, which bring you back to all time again, this challenge, you don't feel you're growing, but imagine pause. I am growing. And one of the tools is the fact that you pause, which that's, by the way, the name of the course, which is the foundation of Kabbalah, the masterclass of Kabbalah. Pause 10 weeks to transform your life. And the idea is that when you go into that challenge that brings that mindset, I'm going down financially, emotionally, future-wise, energetically, not relevant anymore, not as healthy, not as youthful, and so on. The idea of pause, I can hear all this mindset, I can hear all this perspective, I'm going down, but actually the ability to pause and shift the perspective. I have opportunity to go up now, because that force of my soul, the same energy that drives the earth, same energy that drives every aspect of the universe, is looking at every second as opportunity to go up. But that desperate feeling, that mindset, I'm losing something. What's going to be? I'm going to be judged. I'm not going to be enough. That's the voice of I'm going down. So this week we have the support of the energy of the trees. The tree reminding us, slowly, slowly, we are going up. As long as I'm not deciding I'm going down, you are going up. And that's something I will try to hold on to this week, to that mindset. I'm going up now. I have no clue how. The fact that you have that mindset, the fact that you embrace, because if you really have this mindset, you'll embrace whatever you do. When you feel something is helping you to go up, you embrace it. When you feel a challenge help you to go up, you embrace it. You run away from anything you feel going down. You run away from yourself. You run away from your feelings. You run away from looking at yourself and at life and at other people. Sometimes you have people, you have fear of confrontation. You need to have a hard conversation. I'm going to go down. I don't want even to deal with it. Actually, if they're in your life, pause. Actually, I'm curious how this is situation. It's opportunity to go up. That's simple mindset. Am I going down or am I going up? I just lost money in a business. I'm going down. What's going to be? Pause. Yeah, I accept the fact I lost money. But it's opportunity to go up. Yeah, I'm allowing myself to feel the feelings. I'm allowing myself to learn the lessons. But every experience that I'm going through in the present moment as the energy and the DNA of the universe, which is to help me to go up. Imagine you get it with everything that goes up in your life. When things are flowing, it's opportunity to go even further up. When things seem to bring you down, what an opportunity to really go up. It's part of shifting perspective.
I think also when we think about the classic figures in history who achieved greatness, they didn't let those down moments or the rejection or the obstacles in their way, they didn't let it stop them. They saw it as, one more no is another step closer to a yes. Or, I was actually reading this morning about all these different people who were successful in their fields, but they didn't really reach success till their 50s or 60s or 70s even. And just having that mindset that, like you said, I'm the one who decides what it means. I decide if it's bad. I decide if it lifts me up. It's such a huge game changer when it comes to looking at how to achieve and to manifest whatever we desire. Before we say goodbye, I wanted to ask you if you have a few minutes just to share a little bit about the course, the Pause course, and what people can look forward to.
Yes, I'm excited to lead this course with David Grunman as well. And this course, we call it 10 weeks to transform your life. Pause, 10 weeks to transform your life. Kabbalah Masterclass. So the word pause. What am I pausing? I'm pausing the reactive mind. I'm pausing the old perspective. I'm pausing the judgmental mind. I'm pausing the part of me that just need quick fix for issues that I have. I'm pausing that immediate judgment of reality. It's bad. It's horrible. I'm pausing just that complain whenever challenge comes. I'm pausing the mindset of, I don't have time for anybody, I have to fix my own problem. So the way I see it is, we have a powerful soul that experienced the greatness of the universe and the greatness in my life, but it's covered up with the reactive consciousness, with the ego consciousness, that it's automatic and robotic. If I'm not paused, sooner or later will bring me down. And bring me down means I'll have to learn lesson through chaos. That might open me up to that. But the idea of pause, which each class will speak about another aspect of pause. The first two classes will speak about how do you pause and observe. Because part of pausing is to observe, to be the observer when you deal with challenges. To pause and to actually listen to what your soul is telling you. How to act in the situations. Because sometimes you face real challenge. So pause, it's nice. Don't react is nice. But what's the right thing to say and to do? Our soul have the answer. We don't pause to listen. One of the classes we learn, pause. What's your lesson? If you have this repetitive challenge in your life, what is the lesson? Each one of us came with specific lessons to this world to learn. Part of our soul evolution. And not learning our lessons, I'll never be able to change the true meaning and purpose and fulfillment of my life. So that's another thing. We're going to learn as well to pause and ask deep question about how the universe began. Why are we here? What's the big picture? We're going to learn to get deeper into understanding our feeling, understanding our mind, and understanding what makes us safe, and how some of this safety is illusionary. It doesn't work for us, but because we don't pause, we still go to the same place. Sometimes safety is addiction. It's a default things that we're going back to. Something in my body tells me it's safe, but it's only caused chaos in my life. Why? Because we don't even pause to question it. And more and more and more. The ability to pause the limited self, to observe it, and to ignite my unlimited consciousness that can access the greatness within us. So I'm excited about this life-transforming course.
So the course begins on Wednesday, February 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. The links to register and more information is on weeklyenergyboost.com. You can always send us a message or an email if you have any questions about it. This is something, again, even if you've taken the level 1 course, it's an amazing opportunity to reconfigure the way that you even approach your spiritual journey, the pausing you're already doing. And like Eitan said, removing those attachments, those, in a way, addictions, right? Even though they feel safe and they feel light, they're not necessarily based on anything real or that's going to lead us to that long-lasting fulfillment. So 10 weeks, pause 10 weeks to transform your life, Kabbalah Masterclass. All the information is on weeklyenergyboost.com, the homepage. Eitan, thank you so much for joining us. It's always an inspiration to hear you speak and share, and I look forward to doing it again one day soon.
Thank you so much, Elisheva. Thank you so much, everyone. Love to connect soon again.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
As always, Weekly Energy Boost is available on all podcast platforms, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. You can visit our website, weeklyenergyboost.com, where you can find the link to register for this amazing course, as well as all the other things that we think are important for our listeners to connect with. And if you're so inclined, you can click that donate button and donate to make our podcast possible. As always, the best thing you can do is to share this episode, like, rate, and review. And we'll see you next week on the Weekly Energy Boost.